Welcome, Angry Faithful, to the Monday Nerd Sports episode 267. That's right. We changed Johnny into a woman.
Oh my.
That's what happened. I had to get a guest. Johnny's at work. So, everybody. Fun times. This is probably going to be a really, really short episode. We're going to talk about the UFC on Wednesday, so don't worry about that. But get everything in. Here's our weird sport for this week, just as starters. You gotta check this out. This is an actual sport now.
Racing League live. Kimmy the Iceman Hamptonelli.
But yeah, basically they put hamsters in these cars and they race them.
Oh my. Look, the pink one's winning. Go girls.
And you can bet on these on Polymarket.
It's doing like a reverse wheelie.
Yeah, well, it's a wheel, so it goes forward or backwards.
So when they go backwards, the front end pops up?
No, it's automatically popped up because the way it's okay.
Well, hello there.
Well, the way it's designed is the whole wheel is on the back end, and they have to set the cars up. So the design of it is the rear end goes back. So, but yeah.
Can you sit with me like this? So today's episode is also unforgiveness. Forgive my ignorance for lack of sports knowledge and my 3-year-old terrorist.
Yeah, it was a crapshoot because I tried to get everybody else and no one else can do it. I was like, Cynthia owes me a favor.
A couple.
So, a couple.
I've been on the show before and it's been worse, I promise.
Hopefully we don't get this one angst on the freaking internet like we did that one. Hey, I went over that episode. All we talked about was a TV show called Utopia. Apparently they don't want anybody to know that.
Are you talking about the bug episode?
No, the bug episode, it was perfectly fine. There was one episode that there is one episode with Matt that it got taken down only because Matt was talking about one of his sponsorships, and his sponsorship was drug affiliated, so they angst the whole episode. So,
are you talking about a ghost?
No, we're talking about a ghost. Oh, mentioning that. Apparently, guess what I found out that this weekend? You know, Lizzie Borden?
I don't think I do.
Lizzie Borden killed her family with an axe. There's a whole I guess it would be a poem or a little song thing, but she killed her. Supposedly, she didn't. There's no documentation that she actually did it. She got away with it. So she killed her dad and killed her mother, and I think that was it. And her sister lived in this ritzy area. Anyways, you can go and have a sleepover at the house. It's what are those little houses? Rent houses like an Airbnb.
Wow.
And a couple of wrestlers that I paid attention to went to the house to stay, and they're like, yeah, about 3:00 in the morning, something kept on touching my knee and everything, and I woke up and my wife was up. I was like, why are you up? Because something touched me. I think it's time to get the hell out of here. Yeah, let's get the hell out. So they packed all their stuff and just ran.
I was telling my roommate about my rodeo crash at the Fort Madison Tri-State Rodeo, and about how it's like the wildest rodeo in the Midwest. And then he was like, does rodeo really get that wild that you like, is rodeo really that big of a deal that you gotta pull up a camper? And I was like, oh no, yeah, we definitely camped for an entire week there. And then I told him about one year where we almost had to like hog tie people and flock them because they were like doing burnouts and spitting gravel all over our horses. And then his job. So we brought up the fact that the state penitentiary is in the same town. And I looked it up because I was like, it looks like a castle, like the old state penitentiary for Iowa. It was built in like the 1800s, and it was huge brick walls. And I guess that in 2015, they quit using that one because everything was like deteriorating and they were having too many problems. And so they built a new facility like a mile and a half over there. And he was like, wow, I bet them walls have some stories. Like from the 1800s, that's when they used to do like executions and stuff, like a lot of them in there. You stop or go somewhere else. Either sit still or find a different seat. Yeah, find a different one.
Oh. But yeah, well, talking about that, have you ever heard of the Huntsville Rodeo?
I don't know that I have.
Down in Huntsville, it's basically 3 penitentiaries all in one. You basically have to go to Huntsville if you ever get arrested and you have to go to prison, state prison. You go to Huntsville first, and they documentation you there, and then depending on what time frame and everything, you can catch a rodeo because they do prison rodeos there. There was a movie with Richard Pryor in it, and Gene Wilder, and they did the whole thing. They did a whole scene of the Huntsville prison rodeo.
I have a friend of mine that teaches MMA and does comedy, and he's a police officer that just got a mayor's recognition award he also has the Richard Pryor Award, and he's in the Hall of Fame up in Peoria, Illinois.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Pretty cool. Richard Pryor Award. But talking about jokes in MLB, this is from the 1977 Royals Brewers game, but apparently back then they had a little bit more fun. What they did was basically it was the Brewers versus the Brewers, but it was the Kansas City Royals. Watch this
picture. Look closer. A Kansas City player is in a Brewers uniform. What caused this royal mix-up? It seems someone broke into the KC locker room and stole most of their uniforms. Here's a Milwaukee Brewer hitting the ball and a Milwaukee Brewer catching the ball.
Why is it? I mean, that's kind of funny doing that, but the music on that video just remind me of. There's kids around, so I won't say it, but you know what I'm talking about,
bro. I was just grateful. We had our show this weekend, and the comic did a skit about Misky and the Musketeers, and I was like just so grateful she wasn't old enough to understand that part of the comedies.
Oh man. But
yeah. Hilarious.
Well, this weekend also was World Soccer Cup, and two things really interesting happened this weekend. One was a bunch of Scotsmen who were in Boston, and they became friends with their neighbor.
convinced the World Cup is the closest we'll ever get to world peace. Right now, scenes in Boston are unbelievable as Scottish soccer fans, also known as Tartan Army, have taken over with the most joyful celebration. The locals are embracing them, including one man who's woken up at 6:30 by bagpipes and now has made friends for life. Mike Morrison was fast asleep in suburban Boston early Friday morning when he heard an unfamiliar sound out his window. Morrison recorded this video of the unexpected bagpipe serenade that immediately went viral. A group of Scots had rented out the house across the street to watch in the World Cup. Rather than getting irritated by the early wake-up call, Morrison befriended the overseas visitors.
One of the guys motioned me over, and it was all hugs and slaps in the back. And I said, "You guys are famous." So the first thing out of one of their mouths was, "Can we get you a beer?" Little did I know I'd be falling in love overnight with Scotland.
The welcome that we've all had has been unbelievable. It's like a dream for us all, I think, isn't it?
That night, Mike and several neighbors joined the lads for some beers and conversation. The next morning, he sent off his new friends with some freshly grilled sausages. Then, thanks to the internet, Mike was gifted a ticket to Scotland versus Morocco next week, solidifying this lifelong bond with a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Elsewhere in Boston, local Ryan McGreary went viral for documenting the chaos. He called the Scottish the greatest people alive.
I have never in my life seen Boston like this. The most fun I've ever had is this weekend with the Scots.
I knew that's what I was going to say. The one thing that I did know about sports was that there had to be something soccer going on because they have that filter on Snapchat.
No, it's really strange because a lot of we got like different cultures coming in, and like I'm so glad we didn't do anything on because going down to Dallas Friday, I'm so glad as like all this stuff like panned in for me as like you were talking about going to see your daughter at the airport, and
right?
Thank God we didn't. Because
oh yeah, and I'm looking at that like everybody down, we would have never made it. We would have left and we would have never made it on time because I'm looking at everybody down on Exchange Street throwing big old fits. They're towing cars, they're blocking the road off so that everybody stays down on the city owned part of it and doesn't support the old private owned part of it. Politics. It's fun.
Yeah. But the weird thing is Japan, because the way that let me get to the one. Okay, there we go. I had to get. There's two things with the Japan one. This is what Japan does after they got done watching the soccer game.
Take your experience FIFA Fan Festival with Big Screen Matches. Ideas and much more. FIFA.com for all the information you need.
And by the way, that's New York Giants wide receiver helping them out too. They cleaned the whole entire section that they were in.
They're very respectable people. So I started homeschooling my daughter after 4th grade, and she started teaching me Japanese etiquette. She, like, I coughed, and like you just did, in the parking lot, and she's like, "Mom, they kick you out of the country, like, quick as, like they would just kick you out. Like, you're not supposed to cough in public. You're not supposed to sneeze in public." And I'm like, then what do you do? Like, and she's having huge culture shock over there because a lot of your food is raw fish. It's like either $200 Wagyu beef or raw fish. Those are your options. Or seaweed wrapped rice. That's pretty much sums up Japan.
Well, they got vending machines. They're vending. Do they have like a whole like I think it was a town of just vending machines. Some of them like from back in the 60s and 70s, but that's their whole deal is vending machines. You can get anything out of a vending machine.
So the woman that she's over there with is pregnant, and she said that she thought that Japanese people were reserved, but she's been told beautiful many times. So she's already in just her first week there. I mean, and she has giganticism, and she's a dark-skinned woman. So it's like as a walking statue to them. And so they're really like coming at her. And so much that she had to learn how to say, well, thank you, honey. My husband thinks so too. And I'm pregnant. Bless your day. And so I was reading that, and apparently shuku fuku, it means pregnancy. And I was like, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, when they see something that's very, very, very odd, they like group in, but they're respectful about it too. But
the first thing that I got from my daughter was a picture of the toilet saying, "Oh my mom, help me. I don't know what I'm doing." Because all of their toilets have heated seats, they have front washers, the baguettes, they have front washers, back washers, dryers, like all on the toilet functions. And then you actually flush the toilet by a button on the wall. But the actual arm of the toilet has more gadgets on it than our lazy boys do. Like,
dude, they're living in like the super future with those toilets. I watched a video of a lot of them, and I told you that I have friends that are in Japan, and I asked them about the toilet. It's like, is this toilet real? It's like, yeah. How much is that? Oh, it's very cheap. You can get them in your home no matter what. I was like,
yeah, they're everywhere, she said. All of the toilets are like that. They're super sanitary, and like you can adjust the temperature of the water, or you can adjust the power on which it sprays your parts. And I was like, yeah, that's
we're taking.
I asked her, I was like, they still have toilet paper over there too, right? She's like, yes, they do. She said, but she was like, what button do I push? And I was like, you mess around, push the wrong one, you'll have a fun surprise. Better hope it's not cold.
Yeah. No, when I was in France, that was my first contact with the bidet. And I was like, what is this? That's not a good button.
They had so much of their stuff. So like their city is like city. There's not a lot of greenery around their city. Like you might find bushes here and there, but it looks like a concrete jungle. And a lot of like the places where you go to eat look like you're going into a Subway or something, like what you would envision a Subway here. Like it's like you go down a bunch of stairs and then you end up in a street mart.
Oh, did she go to the 7-Eleven yet?
She actually sent me pictures of them Ubering away from the 7-Eleven. They walked a mile and a half for creeps and then Ubered away from the 7-Eleven.
No, the 7-Eleven, dude, the 7-Elevens there aren't like ours. They're like super, super plush. It's like going into like a Buc-ee's almost. They all their food is fresh. You have to get like cups of ice, and then whatever you're drinking comes like the applesauce paste things. That's where it comes. You basically use that and you pour it into the ice cup.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in America, we walk into bathrooms that make 3-year-olds' mouths drop because there's toilet paper everywhere on the floor. That happened yesterday or Saturday night on the way home. And what was funny was I was explaining to her because she was literally so stunned that the bathroom looked like that at 3 years old. And I was like, I know it's a mess, huh? Someone needs to do their job and clean up the bathroom, huh? And she's all agreeing with me. And then I hear that there's someone else in the bathroom using the bathroom. And then when we come out, it was actually a worker who started putting toilet paper away. And as we left, I was like, I hope she can find a broom too. And then I went outside and told my roommate about it. And he came back out and he was like, ours was just as bad, if not worse than what you described. And I saw a little lady standing outside and I told her, hey, y'all might need to help this facility out a little bit. And he described her and I was like, that's funny. I think she got the same message twice. He said, that might have been a message from God. I said, it took me, I was so tempted to just make a video and be like, you guys don't understand. You're not just restroom workers. You're the ones who are keeping COVID from spreading around the country. Clean the bathroom, please.
Yeah. Well, that's what That's my like on our trip back. I didn't when you asked us like can we go stop for a restroom break? I went right straight to that barbecue place in Henrietta. Only because I knew they had a good bathroom. It was either that or Buc-ee's. We were like an hour and a half away. You know what happened to that freaking gas station in Henrietta that we were at? There was a truck that was on fire.
Why do you seem so like pyro? That's the word for it. Like, how was the truck on fire? Like, did someone set the truck on fire? What is the
what is
the joy and excitement I hear in your voice about a truck being on fire?
Hey, some enjoyments are very, very small for us men. You just put it in like
sabotage.
Fire! Yes. Now I must kill a beast and cook it on this fire. See, that's it. That's guys. We're that simple.
Do you go out to Jolly for the fireworks if you're that like into fire? Because they have a lot of fires out there when people are lighting off fireworks. And it actually, the first year I was terrified, but the second year wasn't so bad. I think there was less people and less fires, but the first year was pretty chaotic.
I think my brother-in-law is probably around about about 10 minutes away from that truck stop area. And we see it all the time.
The first time I was out there, I was like, somebody's gonna die.
Yeah. But yeah, talking about different cultures and everything, the Knicks won this weekend. And what happened when it wasn't really me saying, oh, I can predict the future. I know what's going to happen right after the Knicks win. I don't know what it is about New England states, but when their team wins, they burn the place down. This is the different of the cultures of Japan and New York City after a win. Yeah, they rioted. Here's another one. Bring this up. Yeah. But yeah, basically, can't do the music. But yeah, they destroyed like a bus.
Because they won? Like that's how they celebrate their win is with destruction?
Dude, you oh, this is so funny because
you're like, we won, F everybody.
Okay. Philly Eagles, they won 2 years ago. The Philadelphia Eagles won about 2 years ago. They set it up to where they greased all the light poles so no one can climb up on them and destroy them. And guess what happened? They climbed up on them and destroyed them. Anyways, but yeah, after the Eagles won 2 years ago, they trashed Philly. And it's the same thing. It was like Philadelphia does it. If the Eagles win, the city's going to burn. If the Eagles loses at the Super Bowl, the city's going to burn. But
I'm surprised the city doesn't request their team to lose it. Like, to be like, y'all got to lose tonight. It's not in the budget for winning.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
But that happens all the time. I mean, last time the Dallas Cowboys won, they had, I don't know what it is about football teams, American football teams, since we're talking about soccer, even though it's soccer. We don't know what a kilometer is. It's basically they destroy everything.
Dallas says the same thing.
Well, it's been about 30 years since we won any kind of Super Bowl. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, I think there is a big difference between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Oh, there is.
as far as like humans.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I hate going through. We go through. We have to go because we'll do a Shills Bass Pro Shop. It used to be Cabela's, but Bass Pro bought Cabela's. We'll do a run and we'll go to Shields and Dallas, pick up ammo, or because Shields is kind of like the upscale sports shop where you get like really expensive gear, but you get cheaper ammo. But Bass Pro it has plenty of ammo, and it's almost the same price. So we go to Shields and we're packing. We're perfectly fine when we hit getting to Fort Worth. Well, we're a little bit more relaxed because there's not much on in Fort Worth unless you go downtown. Then it's just weird. I saw
Yeah.
and makeup with the beard. I'm sorry if you're gonna go like, oh, I'm a woman, shave your beard. Go full out.
But isn't that like an old like story? The bearded man or the bearded woman, like, isn't it like maybe he was just trying to live up to his childhood storytelling stuff? I don't know.
Anyways,
What is the story about the bearded woman? I know that there's a story about it. That's not the lady who ate the fly, is it?
hold on. Yeah, I think you might be right. I'm googling it right now.
Okay. Be careful googling weird stuff like that. You never know what you're gonna get. Google doesn't like to think very much.
Okay, there was an old lady who swallowed the fly. Okay. So there was an old lady. I know an old lady who swallowed a fly. There's a old woman who swallowed a fly. Okay, that's just the contents. Old woman swallowed a large animal each to catch a previous. Oh, okay. Basically, it's to she swallowed a fly to catch the fish. It's just a whole long list of like animals to get the other animal.
Wow, there are actually women with hirsutism that grow men's facial hair.
Yeah. You didn't know that? There's also have you ever heard of lycanthropy?
What was it?
Lycanthropy.
I don't know.
Lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy?
Yeah.
Lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy.
I'm about to look it up. I'm scared.
It's a case of werewolfism.
Have you seen the movie on it's not a movie, it's a TV series. I don't watch a lot of TV at all, but sometimes I googled it. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's in both men and women where they their entire face is that's a weird one. I don't want to show that one. But basically all their whole entire body's hair.
Yeah, that's probably why they made shaving something. That's probably what it actually inspired the first razor blade. So
It wasn't that bad. I mean, it's a very, very rare disease.
The TV series Beauty and the Beast on Amazon is about a guy who was like a soldier they were creating super soldiers, and then they killed all of them except for I just had a fly. No more chocolate milk for me. they killed all of the rest of them, and then this one like hid out, and it was like basically a government project. And I'm like thinking, you know, they've talked about having Bigfoot sightings around Electra, and the kids explained to the sheriff that that there was 4 of them in the field and 3 of them took off, and the other one, it didn't seem like he was coming after them. It seemed like he was herding them away from him. And I was like, you know, did we actually conduct these experiments and a few of them are still out there running around and we just call it Bigfoot? Like,
no, because
because humans are smart, and humans in hunting know how to hide, and animals do the same. And so imagine the instincts of a human werewolf. Like,
well,
they would be very good at hiding.
Well, there's always been stories about human and animal crossing. I mean, you got the skinwalkers in Indian culture. Basically can shapeshift into animals and whatnot. You got the old European werewolves. That's where that started. You have, and talking about Bigfoot, you got the Yetis in Asian culture. There's always been talks or some kind of mythology about that. I mean, you can go in the people in Afghanistan during the Afghan War, where a bunch of soldiers found like he was like 9 to 8 tall, red hair guy. There's stories about that too.
Was he not a super soldier?
No, they found him in a cave. No, this is, hold on.
Did you say 98-foot tall guy?
Not 9 to 8.
Oh, yeah. Usually people say 8 to 9, and that's what made me. I'm like,
Afghan giant.
I mean, but
foot.
I mean, we have 7 to 8 foot tall African people, so
yeah.
not too
No,
far-fetched.
it's basically it's urban legend and military myth claiming a 13-foot
Back up.
red hair, 6-toed humanoid was killed by U.S. Special Forces in the mountains of Afghanistan in 2002. See, there's all kinds of mythos of that. So. She trying to kill you again?
No, so the baby has started this thing, like, I don't know if she's trying to help me change her diaper or if she's just trying to learn new stuff, but she started, like, she hasn't crawled yet, but I think she's like 1 step away from a crab walk. So I leaned her up against the back of the couch, and the couch is laid back, and she like kicked her back end up. So she's just like, she's doing she's doing a bend on the couch. I'm like, you're standing up, but you're not standing up. You're laying down, but you're not laying down. What are you doing? Trying to get away from her sister is what she's doing.
Probably true.
She's driving you crazy, huh? Her sister has a piece of straw, and she's like flinging it all around her, trying to tickle her with it and all over her face. And she's just like, I've had enough. Get me out of here. I'm gonna backbend walk like those creepy people on those sci-fi videos where like the hauntings and stuff. You know how they like get on, they do the crab walk, that creepy crab walk.
No. Okay.
Like 1 step away from a 6-month-old exorcism over here, I think is what's happening.
No, back when my daughter was like 2, they had like I finally had like a good time frame where I could I took the day off to where I could hang out with her on Valentine's Day because her daycare had like a little. There,
Leave her alone. Go find something else to do.
we were supposed to like. I can't. We were supposed to deliver like cupcakes and hang out with the kids and everything. Just everybody get to know the parents type thing. So I took off and I hung out with the kids, and I was like, "Hey."
Go put it back in the thing.
So I was sitting there and I was saying hi to my daughter, and she went to go, it was like, "Look, Dad, over here." And she went to go get something. And I had all these like little kids just, have you ever seen Children of the Corn? Where the kids just
I was a child of the corn.
Well, these kids just looked at me like I was the most fascinating thing in the world. And it freaked me out. I was like, I'm gonna have to kick some kids. This is the moment where I die. Because that's what it looked like. And this little girl was like handing me like pieces of torn up paper. I was like, okay, thank you. But it was so
Then
weird.
go.
But that's about it for we can talk about that too. The annual congressional baseball game this weekend. By the way, spoiler alert, Republicans won.
Democrats got ugly. You might have seen this catch by the Republicans on SportsCenter Top 10, but they probably didn't show you what happened the rest of the game. Things started imploding in the second inning for the Democrats. A hit by pitch, already down 1-0, puts runners on first and second. There's only one out here, but the next pitch is going to be a ground ball that should be a double play ball. Overthrown to second, though, goes into right field. The right fielder misses it entirely as one run scores. The runner from first, completely gassed, who's being timed by a sundial, takes off from third. He's going to score with another drop ball in the infield. It's 3-0 Republicans. It gets even worse in the fourth inning. Republicans go up 8-0 because they load the bases with no outs. Catherine Clark in the booth having to commentate all of this as the Republicans are just hitting single after single and just refuse to get out. But the big swing comes right here with a double out to right field. The right fielder is going to miss another one. That's going to land and clear the bases. The Republicans go up 11-0 on that pitch, and they win 11-2 over the Democrats. An absolute beatdown. Now, there is still hope because remember, the score of this game is not yet finalized. There are a ton of mail-in runs we're still expecting over the next 3 or 4 days that could help.
That last bit.
Mail-in runs.
Well, you heard what happened with California, right?
No.
Okay. The way that California does their votes is it takes almost like 3 weeks to get all the votes in. And
I lived in Florida in 2004 when dead people were voting. So I that's a flawed system.
yeah.
And they're both puppets on the same side. There's like somebody pulling the strings and none of that. It's like this. Like
Yeah, it really is on
take
both
the dust,
sides.
kids. Take the dust.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that was the last of it. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching this. Stay with us. And Cynthia, you got anything that you wanted to promote or anything like that?
Well, they can catch our Jokes and Strokes second Saturday of every month. We load them on our YouTube, Texas Brew Radio, Texas State Songwriters. You can find all of our stuff by going to sinfuloutlaws.com.
Okay.
CYNFUL outlaws.com.
All right, everybody. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.